Hey guys, Don here. Welcome to Podiatry Practice Mastery. I'm going to go over a few things this week. But if you guys haven't looked at my patient presentations, I added one this week about ankle sprains. So I would recommend you kind of looking at them. I think you would enjoy it. I'll show you a little bit at the end if you want to see how it works. Basically, go to Podiatry Practice Mastery, get my patient presentations, just put your little email in there. You can get access to it. I'd try it out. Let me know what you think. Okay, so let's get into this. I did an interview with Lauren this week. She was a great person to interview. We talked about, I know it sounds funny and boring, but we talked about like answering the phones and how important that is and some tips. And she moved me to go to talk to my OutDesk because I did a kind of research. I think we get about 5,000 phone calls. I don't know what it is. My office manager told me, and we don't answer a lot of them. And so we have this kind of workaround system that's not really efficient. So I needed to look at a virtual assistant. So we'll talk about that. Give you my updates to using my Scribe Chan, kind of some funny stuff with that. Some of the templates I'm sharing with him and kind of how I'm teaching him to be my scribe I'm on week number 2. Slower than I thought. That's the only thing I can say, but I think we always want everything quick. So an idea about asking for reviews in the interview with Lauren twice, not really twice. I just didn't copy and paste it. And then we had a struggle in our office with Canthrone for our wart treatment. We just can't find the stuff. So kind of an option that we're going to go into. And then my improvement would be to answer the phone. And I'll tell you an experience about my OutDesk, what they did. So let's get into it. This is Lauren. You're going to see the interview probably in the next couple of weeks on the podcast and on YouTube here. She is a business coach for doctors in medical practice. Really enjoyed the interview with her. She is inspiring. She's helpful. She has a kind of a cool marketing mind. And we talked about some marketing ideas beyond answering just the phone. So look forward to her interview. I think you're going to like that. My OutDesk kind of I was struggling, and I actually got this idea from my brother who's in real estate, and he's in Minnesota, where I'm from, and they use this company. They have these people from my OutDesk. So basically, they do all the admin work on the back end for buying and selling real estate, and they can also answer phones. So it's kind of cool, though. When I called them up, I looked into it, and I guess they had to have some referral thing, like if you say, like that company referred them, you get some money or something like that. I'm not exactly sure how that works. But what I was interested in, he said, yeah, we have 3 people that are named Bridget. They're all called Bridget. They just don't even say their names. They just call them Bridget. And they do all this stuff, like 3 virtual assistants that are working all the time for them. And when I called to make it, I just did requesting a consultation, put my phone number, like a minute later, they called me. And actually on the phone, they got something in the schedule, and then they sent me a Zoom link. So like all really, really efficient. I really like this. So it might be something you want to consider. A friend of mine who uses HeyRach, so is another one. So there are other ones out there, but this is just the one that I'm kind of looking into right now to answer my phones, because I just don't have staff. They're busy with patients and like checking in, checking out, doing other types of things, and they're always getting bombarded, which is a good problem. We're getting a lot of phone calls, but I think we're missing a lot of them. So week number 2 with my Scribe. My first problem was my Scribe. They can't search for patients. So on my medical record, I have something on the upper right-hand corner where I can put in their medical record and they can search. They can't search. All they have is access to is my actual days patients. So I am figuring how to tweak it. They can see my days patients now, but they can't search for patients. So that's kind of a pain. Why was that? Well, because let's say I want them to come back in 3 months, and once they're done with the note, they can't like make a tickler for them to follow up in 3 months, right? They can't do that. They don't have access. So that's another kind of downside for my Scribe. And the other thing is they're listening to my corny conversation. So during the day, I tend to be professional with patients, but then kind of corny, like right now, especially with all this holiday candy and that everyone's bringing in and all my staff, and I'm talking about eating, and I'm talking about, you're not going to like this. Like, what do you do with the virtual assistant when you go to the bathroom? You have to make sure you take it off and mute it. It's kind of like when you go to a conference and someone leaves their lavalier on and they're going to the bathroom or something. So they listen to my corny conversations with my staff and with the other patients. So they're listening all the time. He's kind of cool. He's a young guy. His name is Chandru, and he lives in India, and he's a pharmacist doing his master's. And he lives with his parents. So, we just kind of chat about that. We always talk about food. He shows me pictures of his food, and it's still going pretty well. So going into how I'm training him, these are called my macros. So on plantar fasciitis. So this was Ben. So Ben, one of my partners here. he pretty much took mine and added stuff to it. So you can see here, it talks about plantar fasciitis, how we're going to reduce inflammation, reduce tightness, and stabilize the foot. So what happens is these are deleted. The things that we don't do, like if we don't do cortisone, you delete it from the note. So that's how we do plantar fasciitis. Here's how we do Achilles tendonitis or bulbous ones that might be used as well. And so this is how we explain Achilles bulbous, and kind of talks about similar things. Once again, if you guys want all of these, what you can go to is podiatrypracticemastery.com/ I think it's EMR for electronic medical records, and then you can get it'll forward to a Google folder, Google Drive of all of my templates, how I explain everything, a whole bunch of videos and stuff like that. So if that's beneficial, I'll put a little link underneath this video in case I just said it wrong, this video or this audio. This is how we do Achilles normal as well. And so I'm training Chan, this is his, so he actually subscribes to these. There's a little plus button usually, and he can subscribe to all of my notes, and I teach him how to do these, Achilles rupture, things like that. And so here's an example for ingrown toenail. So dot ingrown, so the way you hit dot, ing, ingrown distal tuft. This is for like taping down the distal tuft, follow-up infection, callus, toenail follow-up, things like that. Matrixectomy, all the matrixectomies, follow-up, no antibiotic, final follow-up, revision, spicule, post-procedure, crack in the nail. So all these things I have little templates for. So if you want to see what mine are, you can get them, things like that. Last thing is no cantharon. We couldn't find it. So there's the ones we used to use. I usually like the plus because it makes it look white when you put it on the skin, but we can't find it. So we're going to try this monochloroacetic acid. I don't know if this is the percentage, but we're going to get this stuff. We're going to try this, see if it works any better. If you guys have any ideas or things that are better, we just can't find it in Canada. We couldn't order it, or it was just like super expensive. They upped the price on us. Let me know what your thoughts are. Email me down at podiatrypracticemastery.com, things like that. There's a thing from a car place where we go with our car, New England Tire. So what they do is they have a little raffle for a Visa gift card. Here are their locations, but they ask how we did it. So if you go online, they ask for a review. And so that's it this week. Hope you guys find this beneficial. Please send me an email if you have any questions or thoughts or anything that you want to learn more about. Once again, all those templates you can get at podiatrypracticemastery.com/EMR, or you can go into the 30-day practice blueprint, and that's within the Practice Mastery Academy. Once again, you can get it all right there on Podiatry Practice Mastery. Just wanted to help provide more content for you guys. Okay, thanks.